to another Indie Film Cafe Short Film Saturday. There you go.
Yeah.
We did it.
You did it.
I did it. I'm your old pal, the Moo Cow. Otherwise known as Paulie Presenza. And I'm joined with...
Jonathan A. Moody.
And today, we looked at a strange short film. It's been described as an underground experimental noise folk horror film. And it's called
It just sounds like as many made-up words as this movie has in it.
Fear of a Chinese Clown. And apparently it is part of a trilogy of films called the Clown Trilogy by filmmaker Jaime Cleland. And it's part 1 is Death of a Chinese Clown, part 2 is Fear of a Chinese Clown, and then there's an alternative, and then there's Anarchy in China. So, full article, AsianMoviePulse.com. So there's a whole thing for this. And apparently they've been hosting these things at least as late as 2019. And I don't know how I would describe it. It's sort of noise and imagery.
Indescribable.
There's a Chinese clown with swords.
No, that's in the next one. I never saw one in the movie.
There was a shadow.
I don't know. There's
a guy with swords.
There was a guy dressed in a dinosaur thingy, walking around, and there was another guy dressed as like Godzilla, and it was just like, what's that? I mean, and then
it's lots of flashing lights.
Lots of editing where like things are just coming together and then pulling apart, then coming together and different things. So just a lot of playing around with the editing, but
there's some like people that look like they've been burned alive and they're just kind of standing there and there's sparklers going off.
Right, and then there's some Asian woman who's just walking around and the dinosaur's following her. There's no, like, I'm saying these things, there's nothing tying any of this together. Like, there's no story whatsoever.
I mean, unless you have to see parts 1, parts 2, and parts 3 all together, maybe it makes more sense there, but I tend to doubt it.
I also don't want to. Like, after watching this, I don't want to, I don't know.
Part 1 was 10 minutes long, so I don't know if I could endure 10 minutes.
I know. Less than 5 minutes was enough. I mean, you were even scrolling to see,
I mean, I watched about 30 seconds of the first one, and there was a clown, and he was dancing. He's sort of like...
Yeah, we saw that, and he was dancing, but, that actually made sense. But then Fear of a Chinese Clown didn't really work, because... I guess maybe they had fear of one. I don't know.
I thought it was a music video at first.
Yeah, it was a lot of music and...
Because there wasn't any characters.
No.
And there was no dialogue.
I mean, there were characters, there were people, but they didn't have any lines. They didn't have any...
But for all we know, they're just random.
I know. They're just walking. They shot in front of a strip club.
Yeah, there was a few moments of either strip club or a disco or something, and... they utilized that footage, but it looked like there were go-go dancing going on. So
in the background, they probably got in some trouble and had to stop.
Free footage, you might as well use it, right?
I think literally that's all this movie was just we had a bunch of extra footage. Let's put it into a movie. You know?
A lot of smash cuts where it's just put in together and it's just jumping from one bit to the next.
Kind of boring. I mean, even for 5 minutes.
Only because it's confusing and you don't really know what's going on.
Just because, and just nothing really happens in it for 5 minutes. It's ugh. I don't like it. I didn't like it myself, but you didn't like Beer University. I didn't like this one.
I mean, I don't know that I particularly like this particular movie either. I mean, it's not really a movie. As Moo's just, it's a 4 minute and 44 second scene of various bits
with no credits at the end, nothing. It just was the movie.
Now maybe it all makes sense if you see the whole thing. I don't know.
Maybe. Once again, no interest.
Maybe at some point, who knows?
For you, maybe you can go watch it. Tell me if it makes any sense.
I'm not sure the juice is worth the squeeze in this case.
No.
So I'm probably going to go ahead and pass on that.
Yeah, you said that this was on IMDb as the Clown Trilogy. So, all right.
So, Jamie Cleland has this Clown Trilogy that he's doing, and it's part of his thing.
I think Jamie spelled that way.
Or Jaime, or...
Jamie spelled that way is generally a girl, but it could be a guy. I don't know. It doesn't matter, because like it doesn't. The whole movie doesn't matter. It's just like it's one little thing after another that just ends, and no real like story.
Well, these guys, they came out and they made a movie, so there you go.
I guess. Like, at least Beer University had a story and a plot. This had no story and a plot.
I mean, you go from A to B to C in Beer University.
Yeah, you don't do that in this.
This is like you start at A and you don't really go anywhere. You just sort
keep
of
going at A. You're just an A the whole time.
Yeah, you're an A.
You're an A.
You sort of hover around A, and that's about it.
That's about it.
It probably goes somewhere at some point, but we'll probably never know.
Yeah.
It's just...
We'll never know.
Not sure the juice is worth the squeeze.
No. Sorry, Jamie.
A lot of color, a lot of sound. I just wish
a lot of music.
Wish there was something a little bit more to it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look. Cool editing stuff. Maybe you could be an editor if that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, if you were just like show people like this is what I can do as an editor, I could see this being sort of one of those kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
I'll try to leave the link down below so people can watch it if they want to, but I would suggest watching Paint Dry.
It's like a reel. Here's an example of some stuff that I've done.
I'm a little harsh, I guess, but I just like, it's not, go do something else for 5 minutes. I mean, I wouldn't watch it myself.
Well, the thing about a short film is very much like a short story. You're there to tell a story in a very condensed amount of time. And typically, that means you don't want filler. You want to be able to tell your story. And I couldn't tell what kind of a story this was other than it was simply just imagery. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So...
Yeah. So, whatever. It is what it is. It's, it's a movie.
Sometimes you have to do something in order to get the story out of your head to the audience. And I'm not sure that this accomplished it, at least in this chunk. If you see it in context with the other chunks, it may make sense. I just don't know. So anyway, that's about all we have to say about this film. Please join us next time for Short Film Saturday, whatever it'll be Jonathan's turn.
Yep.
And we will see you guys on the flip side, right?
All right, everybody.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.